Hey, I'm Sasha Trubetskoy. I'm going to show you how to make a roads-only map of any country or area with no mapping knowledge or GIS knowledge required in 5 minutes or less. Okay, so here's how you do it. Okay, so before we make any maps, we have to do two things, which is download QGIS, the software, or QGIS, and then also download the data that we want to display. So you can download QGIS very easily. Here you go, and you just follow all the links, and it's very straightforward. Takes about 2 to 3 minutes to download. Once you have that, let's say we want to do a map of Austria, right? So you literally type Austria roads shapefile, and this first result here actually gives us a pretty nice file at this link that we can download. So, and this works for any region. You can do Australia roads shapefile, and here we go. There's some sort of data set here that you can download. So once you've got those two things, you can see here that I've unzipped it onto my desktop. So now what we're going to do is we're going to launch QGIS. Yeah, forgive me for only recording part of my screen. I tried to do a recording with the entire screen and my computer just kept crashing. I'm gonna have to make do with what I can here. Okay, so what do we do now that we have the mapping program up and running? Well, click here, which means you add a new vector layer. So we have to find the data set that we're actually adding. This would be on my desktop under Austria Roads Shape. You navigate into the folder that you just unzipped, select the SHP file and hit open, and open again. And look at that. Whoa. Let me resize that. This is every single road in Austria. Believe it or not. Amazing, isn't it? So literally you could, if you're lucky, and the file is nice, you can just pretty much just export this as your map, and you're good to go. You're done. But for this particular country, it looks like Austria has a lot of really dense areas in the valleys, and there's so many roads here that you can't really tell what's going on. So it'd be nice if we could clear up these areas a little bit. So this is where you actually start to get into some, slightly, I guess, something beyond just opening up the shapefile. All you have to do is, let me just do that again just so I'm clear. All you're doing is clicking on this layer, just double clicking. You get a menu that pops up with some style options. You click on the color and let's set the opacity to 10%. So I'm just clicking OK here. And look at that. So you can tell that since the roads are no longer fully solid, the areas, so like Vienna here, or what do we have? Salzburg and Linz, I think. Those areas are suddenly a lot more dense because they have a lot of overlapping layers. So anyway, you can play around with the color and style options here. You can change the background color, you can change the color of the roads. Another thing you could do is if there's some sort of data on which type of road it is, you can go in there and change that. So for example, I think I've seen this map of Australia, I think it was, where it was like a plasma color scheme, so it looked pretty cool. But this is the basic idea, and it takes, I mean, literally you just open up the shapefile. That's it. There's no analysis, you're not really doing anything. That's why I think it's really funny when, these maps get super popular and people are like, oh my God, how did you do that? And it's just, all you're doing is you're just opening up data that somebody else gathered and exporting it into a nice JPEG or whatever, your PNG or whatever you use. So yeah, hopefully you guys can use this technique and make your own maps. Go for it. I want the internet to be flooded with these maps because I want people to see how easy it is to actually make them.